We're listening to Pink Siifu, it's part 2, it's amazing, it's a 10 out of 10, we're on track 7, For Do. So much variety on this album. The last track was just like belting Tyler, and this is like Mike or Boldy James. It's got that laid back mumbling New York style. You know, just a lovely sample, such vision of variety, 9 out of 10. Track 8, Who You With Ho? Bit of trap next, why not? It's the only genre we haven't had yet. So much variation, and like the other genres covers, he does it like he's a natural. Thankfully no auto-tune. Has a real edge and realness about it. You know, I'd like trap a lot more if it sounded like this, 9 out of 10. Track 9, Translation, Latin hasn't been done yet. Let's stick a bit of that in at the intro, you know, only for 40 seconds or so, and then a laid back banger with spooky undertones. Amazing how the tracks can be so different, but it still sounds like him. Why isn't this guy up there with the Tylers, the JPEGs and the Kendricks even, you know? He will be, is my prediction, and the more people who need to hear this album, the better. Perhaps, you know, it's just amazing. 8 out of 10, that track though. Track 10, Girls Fall Out the Sky, bit of West Coast maybe, with a bit of the Dirty South thrown in. The second half of this album is a little bit more straightforward and mellow than the first half. It's a good thing, I'd be exhausted otherwise. It's a long album, but at no point does it drag. But if it does, it's probably around here. Would be the best track on a Mere Mortals album, 8 out of 10. Track 11, PSA, more wonderful mellowness, and feels like a different album for the last 3 or 4 tracks. Still a great album and less exhausting, but different. Maybe not quite as exciting as I say, 8 out of 10. Track 12, FACECARD, bit more like it, that's a hell of a hook, that is. Still a slower groove, but an instant attention grabber. Sort of like a long skit. Track 12, and nothing really quite like it came before. Incredible, really, 9 out of 10. Track 13, Locked In. Never really stood out to me, this track, after an hour and it's an hour and 17 minutes long, this album, so it's a long one. But you say that, it's a bit boring, and then halfway through there's this great percussion bit and sort of a backwards beat, so forward thinking. Got a great soul feel to it, P-Funk, you know, 8 out of 10. Track 14, U.ALREADY. Must confess, I don't know many of the collaborators, if any, but they're all good. You know, this is a ballad and really heartfelt. Hard to believe it's the same artist as the first, you know, couple of tracks. Smooth as you like, shows his versatility. Not really my bag though, 8 out of 10.